Hi everyone, it's Vicky here and welcome back to another card making video. Today I'm going to play with ink blending, one of my favorite techniques of all times, and I'm going to play with this die as well as a stencil that matches with the die, and you will see the beautiful result those two products give. So I'm going to start by cutting out a panel, and I like to use those rectangle dies that have a stitching all around. They always give a lovely finishing touch to my projects, and I also like to work on panels. So when I finish with a panel, then I just go ahead and stick it on top of my card base. So this is the die that cuts out all those clovers, and you can pop them up and give them some dimension. However, for now I'm going to keep them as they are, completely flat, so that I can do my blending on top. Now for the ink blending, I like to use my grip mat underneath that holds both my stencil and my paper without moving at all. These come in all different sizes. I like to use the 6x6 one. You can use them again and again. If they stop being sticky, just wash them or wipe them off with a baby wipe, and they are going to turn sticky again and just like brand new. So here I have aligned my stencil on top, and you can see that grip mat grabs both the stencil and the paper, and I'm going to use one of my favorite color combinations from my own ink dye collection. So I will be working with fresh green and nature. I'm starting with a lighter color, and with a blending brush I'm just going to go over the whole stencil. I'm just applying very quickly a first layer where all the clovers are the exact same color. Then I'm not going to remove the stencil, and I'm going to bring in a smaller blending brush. This is one by Waffle flower, and it helps me to apply the color exactly where I want it to go. I'm going to add some shadows at the bottom of each one of those clovers, really quickly, really randomly. Nothing has to be perfect. Trust me, when we peel off the stencil, it's going to be just gorgeous, and that's the most satisfying thing. I absolutely love doing ink blending over stencils and then peel off the stencil and look at the result. Now with my cloth I like to clean the stencil before I peel it off, and then let's do the reveal. I think that it looks absolutely gorgeous, and don't forget we did use the die on top, so you can fluff up all those leaves. I want to stick this panel on top of my card base. That's why at the back I'm using tiny squares of foam tape. I want this to be raised just to add some dimension, and with the tiny squares I can go in between those clovers without sticking them down, so that I can now easily fluff up all those leaves to give even more dimension and interest. Now this is how ideas come to my head. I was thinking to stick this directly on top of my card base, but then I got the idea that it would be fun to use a darker shade of green underneath, so that when all those clovers are lifted towards the top and you can see underneath, it's not just plain white. I think a pop of darker color there would give it more interest on the card. So I cut out the green panel to be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then on top I'm going to stick my panel. And then this whole thing is going to go on top of my card base. And now let's work on the sentiment. I'm using this LACY big die. I love a big focal point that is a word, and I die cut the word LACY out of black cardstock and the outline out of white. This is going to help it pop against the background. And one thing that you can do here is to cut out the word LACY 2 or 3 times so that you can stack them up to make this look more prominent. It's going to give a lovely look. Anyway, I went with one layer. I'm going to add some foam tape at the back and stick it on top of my panel. Then I'm also going to use a secondary sentiment. There is a set of already made sentiments for you by Waffle flower that go along with the word LACY. You can use them before or after, and you can create your very own sentiment. So I decided to go with LACY, You Are My Friend. This is a card that doesn't have to be for St. Patrick's Day when it comes to clovers and LACY word. You can send it all year round, and I absolutely love the background. Imagine all the things that you can do by playing with different colors. Clovers don't have to be green on a card. You can go ahead and use any color combo that you like. Now I'm going to finish off my card by adding a green gem, and I don't know if you have noticed, but out of all those clovers there is one that has 4 leaves. So I'm going to emphasize that by sticking that green gem on top of it. And this is going to finish off my card for today. And here is a close-up look where I hope you can see all the dimension. And that was the project for today. I hope that you had fun, that you got inspired. Don't forget, just like always, there is a list of supplies on everything I used in this project down below in the description. Don't forget to like, to comment, and I'll see you all next time. Have a lovely weekend.